Good. Here we go. What is up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to another live stream on Wednesday. How's it going, everyone? Man, a lot of early commenters, early at 7 o'clock. How's it going, guys? Hope you guys are still in here. What is up? How's it going? Alan, how's it going? Sam, Salwan, Omar, what's up? Hobbies for Hire, how's it going, man? Thank you for always commenting on videos. How's it going, everyone? So what is up? How's it going? Omar's like Lexus TX or Acura MDX. Sorry if I upset some people. I've never weirdly been a fan of Acura for some reason, or Honda. I don't know why. Like, they're cool cars, but I've always just gravitated more towards like Nissan, Infiniti, Toyota, and Lexus when it comes to the Japanese brands. But I would go with the TX, even though if we don't really know anything about it yet, hopefully we know a little bit more about the TX soon, what it looks like, features, all that kind of stuff. How's it going? So how's it going, everyone? Dang, 50 people already in here. What is up? How's your guys' week been so far? So if you guys haven't joined any of my live streams in the past, we just BS, talk about Toyota stuff, talk about life stuff, whatever questions you guys have, whether it be anything like, hey, John, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? It doesn't have to necessarily be Toyota stuff. It could be anything that I would like to give my opinion about, or you guys want to give your opinions about. So just fire in some comments in the comment section. If I'm able to get to all of them, I can get to all of them. If I don't, or if I'm behind, I try to read everyone's comments. So week has been going good so far. We got a lot of stuff done on our Airbnb that we're renovating right now. There's tile in, flooring in. We just finally got 2 new windows at a wholesale place, or like a building materials outlet. It's in Pensacola, Florida. So if you guys are in this Panhandle area and you're looking to renovate stuff, they got stuff for super cheap. Now, it takes a while to like match everything perfectly, but holy smokes, man, we had 2 windows on order at Home Depot. And it was $1,100, and we just got those same 2 windows, now different, looking and stuff windows, but they're pretty dang close for freaking $300 for 2 huge windows. So a lot of stuff going on over there. I got another update video that I'll most likely be posting on a second channel if you guys are into real estate stuff. But that's basically what's been eating up my whole week, and it's already Wednesday. Didn't have a video filmed for today because it's been raining, but we got the Lexus LX600 still outside. Got 2 videos coming for that. One comparing it to the Sequoia, and then one just of the Lexus LX600 itself. So 2 videos coming for that. Then I have another Lexus RX350 coming after that, and then a couple more press vehicles too coming. So it's awesome when I get to have press vehicles because I get to actually drive them around for a little bit versus just at like these Toyota events or whatever, where I only get 20 minutes in a car, 10 minutes in a car to like somehow develop a whole impression of a vehicle in 10-15 minutes. Like, you can't do that. That's why I love these press vehicles, because you get to have them for a week in your own environment. Like, I've driven it to Lowe's, I've driven it to a VA appointment, I've driven it freaking to dinner, right? Like with friends and stuff, with the wife and everyone. So it's nice to have press vehicles in your own environment to really develop a good idea with. So Alan says, wouldn't be surprised if the Trail Hunter comes out to $60,000. So I think you're about accurate with that, which is kind of crazy, because the 2023 TRD Pro, 2023 TRD Pro Tacoma, let's just type that in real quick. The MSRP starting at a TRD Pro Tacoma is like 48, it looks like. And then most likely the automatic is a couple thousand more. So let's say 50 grand for the TRD Pro for 2023, which is kind of crazy, right? So if we take in adjustability of price that it's going to be, compared from the Tundra, when that came out, models were, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 more depending on the grade. I think that's going to be pretty dang close for the Trail Hunter. Hobbies for Hire with the question, how about a Land Cruiser Trail Hunter with all the overland fridges, compressors, and comms goodies in it, all that run off a central 12 or 24 volt system with direct connection externally for shore power? That would be insane. So I'm not sure if the Trail Hunter brand is going to go through all that, but it would be cool if the trail hunters have like auxiliary switches, and a little spot like in the engine bay like the Raptor does and everything, and the TRX. If it had stuff that was pre-wired, that would be very cool. Then that way you just press the aux buttons inside. That would be very awesome. Caesar, Anthony, how's it going, guys? Seth Davies, how's it going? New Tacoma is going to be sick. I really hope so. Really hope so. Everyone has some huge hypes on it. I hope it is. James, how's it going? What's up, man? How's it going? Caesar with the question saying your thoughts. Your thoughts. I'm thinking about a new gen 2024 GX 550 and the 6th gen 4Runner. So of those two, I feel like it's going to come down to engine preferences and a lot of rumors that I've been seeing lately, and I want to make a video soon on it. I just need to update my information in my mind about it a little bit more. But the GX and whatever this Lexus, or I'm sorry, whatever this Land Cruiser is potentially coming to Toyota, they may have the detuned Tundra SR motor. So the same 3.4 twin turbocharged engine, but the one that's detuned a little bit. So that would be in the GX and most likely the Land Cruiser. And then the 4Runner may just have the hybrid iForce Max engine with the 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Some people may not like that. So if you're wanting like a V6 option, I would potentially look at whatever this Land Cruiser is coming in, and the new GX. Hopefully I'm able to bring you guys GX content whenever that happens. So Shay, how's it going? Are you doing the remodeling yourself? No, not this time. So we did with our one Airbnb that we bought 3-4 years ago, whenever that was, just to get a good idea of how a lot of renovation would be. But this one, due to timing and just we don't want to do it anymore. Like there was a lot of work to do, just stuff that would take us forever to do. Flooring like 1,500 square feet, ripping out all the stuff, which we could rip it out. Demo is easy, but tiling stuff, remodeling a shower, new vanities, plumbing, all that stuff. So we have a good idea of how to do that, but we definitely contracted this one out for sure. Omar says, are you having a Toyota Highlander on the channel? We are, or I am. I don't know why I said we, probably because I was talking about the remodel. But yes, that is one of the press vehicles that will be coming soon. So we have an RX 350 that is coming next week. I just signed the papers for that one. So basically when you say, hey, a car is coming, you have to sign the whole information saying, yes, like I agree to all these terms with the car. So we have an RX coming, and then I should have a 4Runner coming, which would be fun. And then a Highlander should be coming after that. I'm not sure which one comes first, either the Highlander or the 4Runner. Rod says, I was watching Tucker Carlson until this popped up. Well, I'm glad you switched off. Say what's up in the chat. How's it going, man? How's it going, Rod? Bree, how's it going? Dork. How's it going? Keelan, I think that's the way you say that. Kevin, how's it going? More excited for the next 4Runner. Yeah, so still don't know anything about this 4Runner, man. That could be a good thing, because now a lot of rumors are saying that the 4Runner may still be made in Japan, and Japan keeps a lot of stuff under wraps, right? So the new GX is supposed to be coming soon. We don't really know a whole lot about that. Haven't seen spy photos of that. Like Japan keeps stuff under wraps very well. Very, very well. Alan says, how long did your 4Runner brake pads and rotors last? Because mine is at 48,000 miles so far, and I believe it's time for new pads. I haven't changed mine yet, Alan, actually. So I'm at 31,000 miles with my 4Runner, and I haven't changed them out yet. Mission Off-Road says, so is there a possible Land Cruiser coming to the United States? Yeah, so all these rumors are pointing towards something like that. We're not sure yet if it's going to be like a Prado variant. There's some YouTube journalists and stuff saying that it's going to be some version of like a Land Cruiser Prado, which is basically based off the GX. So whatever GX clone that we have, it's going to essentially be that potentially on the Toyota side. So not really sure yet. I don't know where those individuals have seen those leaks at, unless they've just heard it or something. But one YouTube journalist who specializes in the automotive scene for like Japanese stuff, Kurt Kreifels, not sure if you guys have watched his stuff, but he just did a video a couple days ago on that small like EV cruiser thing that Toyota showed alongside the EV Tacoma like 2 years ago. And since this Tacoma is coming to light, apparently patented images leaked of that, and it was the same exact thing. So whatever Toyota did at that EV event, like in Japan when they had that whole EV event, I think like they just showed us everything. And we all thought that they were concepts. And a good amount of those vehicles are actually reality, because they may have said, hey, this may be final design. If people seem to like it and there's some talk about it, let's roll with it. So I think that's what happened with the Tacoma. Hopefully it's just a little bit different than that EV Tacoma and those Brazilian patents that we saw, because it's kind of like lame for that stuff to leak like that and see it and tease it, and then like we're waiting for something and it's the same exact thing. But the good thing is that it looks great. It looks really good. So that could be the possible smaller version of like a Land Cruiser. So think of like the Bronco and the Bronco Sport. That's kind of how I see that. If they bring us some sort of Prado or some sort of like Jeep Bronco fighter, and then you also have that mini EV Land Cruiser thing, I think that would be a pretty cool thing. And then whatever that truck is for that Land Cruiser, if they base the smaller Toyota truck on that platform too, that'd be pretty sweet. Lord says, I just wish manufacturers wouldn't continue to price low-income workers like myself out of the market. Even the used market is nuts. It's very, very hard, man, for sure. And I appreciate you grinding and working hard and stuff too. But it's very hard. So I'm glad you see that. I'm glad that you realize that prices are getting higher on everything, unfortunately, right? But the thing that you can do, Lord, is you are in control of your life, right? So if you see stuff getting higher and higher and higher, like just keep working hard. Obviously, you're working hard, right? Because low income worker, but you're still grinding, you're still working, but maybe it's time for a career change, or try to find another job somewhere else if you can, and just keep grinding harder and harder and harder. So, but yeah, it does suck. Prices are stupid. Prices are super stupid. Even for people that make money, right? Like people that make money, they're still like, wow, this is a dumb amount of money to spend money on. So it's insane. Have you heard any tweaks to next year's Sequoia? Nope, nothing. So same with like the 2024 Tundra. Don't think it's going to have any changes. Not sure when their mid-cycle refresh will be, but haven't heard any tweaks, anything changing yet on the Sequoia at all. I don't see why they would. It just came out. Like, and if anything, maybe just like some different material choices, maybe different vendors, things that we won't see. Maybe it's just internal, like quality changes and stuff. But I don't see that. Land Cruiser 79 electric. That'd be cool. Sorry, had to finish that. We went on a run before this live stream, so I had to wake up a little bit. How's it going? How's it going, Michael? Carlos, how's it going? Anthony, how's it going, man? With the question, do you think that the GX is Lexus's version of the 4Runner? Yes, 100%. The GX and the 4Runner essentially clones of each other to an extent, right? They have a lot of characteristics. Like if you sit in that 4Runner and then you sit in a GX, like the first thing that you'll notice is when you open the door, the seats look darn near identical. The seats look super close, super identical, and it's very hard to not think that you're in a Lexus version of the 4Runner. So different engines, right? Different interior bits, different quality, but the quality is great for both of them. The Lexus variant is more of an all-wheel drive system, whereas the 4Runner is a part-time four-wheel drive system, center locking diff, rear locking diff, but both have very, very capable off-road options, and both are super comfortable. I wish I've had more time with the current GX. I hope to get one of the last like V8 GXs to review for you guys before they go away, because we don't know what the next generation is going to hold. But yeah, the GX is definitely is Lexus's version of the 4Runner. Bigfoot Ruben, what's up, man? He says, what's up, John? Putting a deposit down for a Lunar Rock 4Runner TRD off-road this Friday. Stoked. Feel like it'll be the last old school tech 4Runner for sure. 2023 and 2024 because I do feel that the 2024 4Runner, like I've stated, is still going to be a 5th gen. Curious as to if they're going to have like any special editions, like a heritage edition or anything like that for the last year of 4Runner. That would be pretty insane. But congrats, man. That's awesome. Do you have a date of when it's going to come in, and do you plan on modding it at all? But if not, like, just keep it stock. It's super capable SUV, just completely stock. Michael says, hey, first time here on your live stream, but have been following you for a bit now. Thanks for stopping in for the live stream, man. Appreciate you taking out your time to join us. I'm a proud owner of a 2021 Tundra windshield pearl or wind chill nightshade edition. Okay. And wife with a 2023 Highlander XSE, also in windshield. Heck yeah, that's a heck of a driveway right there, man. That is freaking awesome. But thanks for stopping in, Michael. My brother just picked up a 2023 Highlander. It's an XLE hybrid. I like the look of the XSEs, though. The grills of them look really, really good. How are you adjusting to the new Tundra, and are you loving it? This is a super good question. I've been wanting to make an update video because I think I've had it for a month now. No, it's been pretty dang close to a month since I've had it. I have almost 1,100 miles on it, and I needed to definitely do an update video for you guys. But to recap you all in the live stream, right? It's great. It's really good. There were no issues. Like, I shouldn't say there are no issues because I documented issues with my SR5, right? But like at the end of the day, I still enjoyed that truck. Like for the most part, like 90% of me, that's still an A, right, in school. So 90% of me still really enjoyed my SR5 Tundra, maybe 85%. We'll go down to 85%. Okay. So it was a solid B, my last Tundra, the SR5. And the only reason I say it was a solid B is because like I was kind of getting over the lift a little bit, the bigger tires, the meh fuel economy with it. The tires were heavier because they're E-load rated tires, the window shaking and stuff with the truck. But for the most part, the truck was super enjoyable to drive. I love the power of the truck. Just very, very good. But this new one, I don't know what it is, but like it may just be because it's a platinum or it's a 2023. I have no idea, but like it is just it's so solid and it's so quiet. Like it doesn't have a whole lot of wind noise. There is still wind noise because it's a truck going down the road, but the materials are just really great. The center console isn't rattling. The door, when I pull it, it does start to make like a little pop sound now, like my old Tundra did. But like I am in that truck almost every single day now. Like it's literally sitting in the driveway right now with a freaking window, like a 72 by 72 house window, just sitting like this on the bed of the truck, or in the bed of the truck on the bed rails and stuff, just chilling back there like a heavy window. Just drove it today, like 100 and something miles to go get those windows, and they're all just sitting in the bed of the truck. Like the truck has been a freaking workhorse, and I was talking to my wife about it that like I really love the solar octane Tundra because I saw one yesterday as I was coming home from a doctor's appointment, and it just pops. Like I love everything about the TRD Pros. The TRD Pros look sick. They look so good. But this truck, like for the future of what we're doing, like outside of YouTube, this truck is perfect. Like the 6.5 foot bed, I've thrown so much crap into the bed of that truck and just using it like for its purpose. Like it's so good. So I do need to make an update video for you guys. Wheels and tires should be coming within the next month and a half for that thing. And I'm okay waiting right now because Relations Race Wheels, they're making their 18-inch wheels for it. And I could 100% go with another brand and buy different tires, buy methods, buy icons, whatever I want to buy. But like Relations Race Wheels has been so awesome, like of a sponsor on the channel. And they're making their new 18-inch wheels for the Tundra that I just want to wait for them and put the lift and the wheels on the Tundra in a few months. Like that sucks for content, but like I'm using the truck right now. Like I'm using it almost every single day for this renovation right now. But to answer your question, Seth, it's awesome, man. I really enjoy the new truck. Omar says Kia Telluride SX or Highlander Platinum. I feel like every live stream, bro, you ask about the Kia Telluride for sure. So I of those two though, because you asked about the Grand Highlander. Of those two, I may venture away from Toyota for the simple fact that the Kia Telluride is a bit bigger and more headroom on it, but the Toyota reliability too and the potential to get a hybrid in the Highlander as well and get over 30 miles a gallon, that would be awesome. So engine and powertrain, I would pick the Toyota, but just interior comfort, like alone, I don't like the design personally of the Kia Telluride, but interior comfort and amenities, I would go with that. But the powertrain and everything else, I would go with the Highlander, especially the XSE Highlander. That one looks really good on the inside. Chris says, "Hey John, do you think that the new Tacoma will have an efficiency-based hybrid option in addition to the iForce Max, similar to the Grand Highlander?" I think that that would be super unique. I don't think that they will, because the only way that Toyota has shown their 2.5 hybrid system is with the CVT. I've never seen it attached to an actual like normal 6-speed or 8-speed or 10-speed transmission. That would be unique if they actually did that. That would be super cool. I think though, if Toyota comes out with the smaller pickup truck to fight the Maverick and the, what the heck is Honda's, the Ridgeline and the Hyundai Santa Cruz, like when Toyota comes out with that, if they come out with that, I feel like that would be a more fuel efficient hybrid truck with that 2.5 liter Toyota hybrid system in it. That would be so nice to get like 35, 40 miles a gallon in a Toyota truck. Oh my God. But I personally think that the Tacoma will only have two options. I think it'll have the 2.4 liter turbocharged iForce Max, which is going to be, excuse me, holy protein, dude, which is going to be the 4-cylinder motor attached to a mechanical transmission somehow, like the same way that the Sequoia iForce Max is, but with a 4-cylinder engine, and then just potentially a turbocharged motor. But it'd be nice if it gets some decent gas mileage. If the Tacoma hits mid-20s, I think that would be okay. But if it's still low 20s, that means it's just going to suck once you put bigger tires on it, once those turbos are just screaming and stuff all the time, and it won't get good gas mileage if it's already showing low 20s, right? We saw that with the Sequoia. We saw that with the new Tundra. Like the moment you put bigger tires on it, plummets. So hopefully we get mid-20s out of the Tacoma, but we'll see. NC, what's up, man? What happened on 4/4/23? That was like a week ago. We got another Taco Tuesday Toyota teaser. So they teased us the rear end of the TRD Pro last week. I believe that was last week. So we got that, and then we got some other silhouette photos too from Toyota during that time. So they officially announced, hey, we are coming out with the 4th generation Tacoma for 2024. That was last week. This week, we got a teaser of the Trail Hunter, which, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section. But we officially got the Trail Hunter this week, which looks sick. It's like a bronze color. And someone actually mentioned in a comment, like for pyrite metallic, I think, for the color, pyrite metallic Tacoma. I think that's how you spell it. So let me share my screen with you guys, because there was a comment about that. And it's like, yeah, that's the color it looks like. So I'm going to share my screen. We'll go here. Boom. Check that out. So this individual that commented, they're like, return of, I think I spelled that right, pyrite metallic. And check out this color. So this was a color on the 2nd generation Tacoma, and it looks really, really close, right? This looks super close to that color. Why is it showing that photo when I click the other one? That's annoying. But you guys see that color? So that looks super, super close to the 2024 Tacoma Trail Hunter. I mean, that looks dang close, right? That looks super close to that color. This one's like a little bit more of a matte finish to it that it has. So yeah, I mean, it's very, very close in colors to those, but I liked that, the pyrite metallic color. But yeah, so that's what we got this week. So how's it going, guys that are coming in? I'm trying to catch up on some comments, We got a lot going on. So let me burn through these real quick to try to catch up. Darren says, absolutely, Japan is very secretive and sneaky. That is very true. Talking about the 4Runner. Current Tacoma needs to go. New rivals are class leaders. That is very, very true. The new Colorado is hands down my favorite so far. So I mean, I do have my love for the third gen Tacoma, but after going to the Chicago Auto Show, sitting in the Colorado, what it has to offer and everything, the Colorado is currently my favorite. Right? I haven't driven it or anything like that, but like if I just had to look on paper, Toyota fanboy aside, I would pick a Colorado. Like if I didn't have the YouTube channel or anything like that, and I was a mid-sized truck buyer, I'd buy a Colorado. Any predictions on the 2024 TRD Pro special color? Do you think Toyota might give the 4Runner its own color for the final year of the 5th gen? I really hope that the 4Runner goes out with a Heritage Edition. And if it's the Heritage Blue from the FJ Cruiser, y'all know that I'm going to scoop that up in a heartbeat. Please, Toyota, do it. But I think, though, that the TRD Pro color may just be a blue. I really hope it's a blue. It hasn't been a blue since Voodoo Blue in 2019. So it's been a minute since we've had a blue color. So I hope that it's a blue or a yellow, as always. There hasn't been a yellow ever. And I also think, to add to this too, and I still need to catch up with some comments, but I think that the Trail Hunters may have their own special colors too. So whether Toyota showed us the special color with that Trail Hunter, like that's the Pro color as well, or if the Trail Hunter is going to have its own color too. And see, that's what's up. 86 watching, only 12 likes. Hit the like button. That's what Nightcrawler says to do. Caesar says, any idea on when the 6th gen 4Runner will come out? End of 2023 or end of 2024? Did it get pushed back? Blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. I think it'll come out either 2025 or end of 2024. Not sure yet. I have a gut feeling for some reason that there may be a gap year where Toyota just doesn't have a 4Runner. But I think that the 4Runner right now is just a cash cow for them. And they're just letting it ride. They're letting it ride a little bit. I think that whatever this Land Cruiser is, we may see that first, and then the 4Runner after. We shall see. So with your confessed love for the new Tundra, are you going to sell the 4Runner? I know it's your choice in the end, but also it's what started your channel. Yeah, 100%. And this, I feel, comes up every live stream, and then just another week happens and another week happens and it's still there. But I have a couple more mods coming from Cali Rays. You guys wanted to see the catalytic converters cover for the 4Runner. So I got those coming for the 4Runner to do a mod on, and just a couple more things that I want to do to the 4Runner. But I will be selling the 4Runner. I most likely will be selling the 4Runner. My wife and I have been tossing that back and forth a lot the last couple of weeks, and me especially in my head, because it did start the channel. It definitely did. And I don't like deny that or need to keep that in my mind and have it in my garage just because it started the channel. Like if I had all the money in the world, like, yeah, I would keep it. There would not be a dent on it. There would not be a scratch on it. I would drive it when I want to drive it. It would be on a trickle charger all the time, sitting in a air conditioned garage. And like, that's like the life that I would want the 4Runner to have. Right. And whenever the dogs want to be in it, throw the dogs in the back, roll the windows down, enjoy a drive down to the beach. Like that's awesome. And like, that's what it has been for the last, I don't know. When did I get my first Tundra? Year, basically. Like that 4Runner's life. Well, my wife was dailying it for a little bit, but that 4Runner's life, let's say for the last 6 months, has been a weekend driver. Whenever we want to take the dog somewhere, we throw them in the back of it, roll all the windows down, and like enjoy a drive. Like that has literally been that 4Runner's life for the last 6 months. So if I could afford to keep that lifestyle with that vehicle, then I would never sell the 4Runner. But the thought process of wanting to sell it, and I've said I'll make a video about this, and I will. It's just it's paid off right now, and we're starting to do things with real estate and stuff, and it's literally a big check just sitting right there in my garage, and it's very hard. It's a battle to go back and forth with. But I do love the Tundra. I like the Sequoia. I don't love the Sequoia. I like the Sequoia a lot. Not quite love, just because it's not as functional of a truck like my Tundra is for me, and like we use it all the time. So I love that aspect about the Tundra. The Sequoia is super nice. I like it. I love the 4Runner. The Taco's all right. It's a fun build, like the Taco is, but it's hard. It's definitely hard. Anthony says, why do people take factory tires and wheels on on a vehicle they just bought to put new tires and wheels on it, why not just buy rims that are the same six? I'm not really sure what you mean by this, Anthony. And then you go up to say same size as factory ones. So the reason they're the same size as factory ones, right? Like if it's a 17-inch wheel, is most likely what you can't see with the wheel. So what you can't see with a wheel as to why people buy different wheels is one, design. People may not like design of a wheel, but the biggest thing is the width of the wheel if they decide to put bigger tires on it. So like that stock wheel on a 4Runner, TRD Pro right there, it's very unsafe to put like too wide of a tire on because the bead of the tire won't sit the best on the stock wheel. It may be unsafe driving. It may debead itself and come off the wheel. You don't want that. Another thing too that you can't see is then offset. So if people want a wider track, a more aggressive stance, more stable stance while off-road, yes, it may be a 17-inch tire, but it may be a zero offset or a negative offset that pushes the tire out past the wheel well just a little bit more than the stock one would for either appearance or stability while off-road. So that's a big reason why people in the off-road community buy different wheels and tires. Another thing too is for Instagram. People do a lot of it for Instagram and to look good. People like the way their vehicles look, right? So that's another big reason too. LC, you saw the new Land Cruiser? That's crazy, man. I want to see one in person so bad. The 300 series looks so sick. Itching for a 2023 Land Cruiser since it's in my budget. Thoughts? I think you can't go wrong with the V8 Land Cruiser, that the 200 series, which I'm pretty sure the 2013 was a 200 series. So definitely can't go wrong with that. Catching up on comments, guys. Being in the automotive press sector, do you get any pre-insights from brands like Toyota? Are you any under NDAs? Blink twice if there's anything good in the pipeline. Right? So, but yeah, so like the Tacoma teaser that we just had, right? The one that just came out on Tuesday, the Trail Hunter. So I like a lot of automotive journalists and stuff, they usually get information either a week out or like the day prior, basically. So that recent one for the Tacoma, for the Trail Hunter, I got a day prior. It was not even, I don't even think it was really like 14 hours prior. It may have been like 12 hours prior you got the info. And the reason that I can't speak for other brands, I only do Toyota and Lexus stuff. Well, Toyota right now, diving into Lexus stuff a little bit. But they give it to you like that information they gave a day prior, right? And it's called an embargo. So there's a certain time on the press material that says, hey, this is embargoed until this time, this date. So you have all the material. I had the 2 photos of the Trail Hunter already, and I had the information that they were going to put in the press release. So if I say any of that stuff, and Toyota has like all these little internet detectives that know where stuff comes from. So like if people leak something and they like that dealer that leaked that stuff, they know exactly which dealer did it. They know exactly which email it was, exactly which computer leaked that photo of the Tundra TRD Pro, right? So like they're ninjas, man, detective ninjas basically. But to answer your question, there is some stuff that we know now, like the new 4Runner stuff. I have no idea about that. New Land Cruiser stuff. I have no idea about that. Like certain things, like they don't tell you essentially until like a week prior, like really. Now, certain things like a certain reveal of a vehicle that Toyota's been talking about, right? Like you'll get the trip information about it. So like they say, hey, save this date. Make sure you're available if you want to do content creation. So like certain things you may have an idea when it comes out, but that's basically already when Toyota's announced said vehicle is going to be coming out. So there are not NDAs. They're more of embargoes. And basically, if you want your 5 seconds of fame, right? Like if Toyota gives me the full picture of the Tacoma or something like that and says, hey, you can't do it until this date, but I want to do it anyways, I'm done, right? Like they won't send you any more information anymore. They won't invite you to any more trips anymore. I don't get to make content creation for you. I don't get to drive the vehicle for you guys. I wouldn't get to do any of that stuff. So like 5 seconds of fame, to me, it's not worth it at all. I would rather just bring you guys all the information, like when the time is ready versus 5 seconds of fame. So there's been stuff that people have texted me or DM'd me and stuff like that, and they said, John, you need to tell everyone. It's like, no, I don't, I don't want to tell people because I don't want to get burned or anything like that, right? So, all right, and Pyrite was on that on the RAV4. Yeah, that is true. That was also on the RAV4. And see, all you guys are talking about certain things. New member, how's it going, Dobby, Mississippi? I appreciate that. You guys do not have to become members at all, but it helps in content creation for me. It allows me to get more equipment for you guys. So a good amount of money from this YouTube channel just goes back into the channel, whether it's cars, modifications, anything like that. I try to bring you guys as much content as possible. So Dobby, thank you so much. Guys, I have 4 tiers that you can do for memberships. It's basically a play on the 4Runner. So I have SR5 tier, TRD off-road tier, limited tier, and TRD Pro tier. So 4 tiers, and it starts at $1 a month. So less than a Starbucks, less than a Chick-fil-A sandwich, less than a McChicken from McDonald's, or however you want to think about money. But Dobby, thank you so much. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. You're awesome. NC says, sell the Sequoia. The Sequoia, anything is on the chopping block for the right number, for sure. But if we continue down this rabbit hole of renovations and Airbnbs and all the stuff that I'm going to make a separate channel about, most likely, then to free up some debt to income, the Sequoia may be on the chopping block. So what I've seen the Sequoia is going for, and like our down payment that we have in the Sequoia, there is some good equity in it. But I still want to make a few more videos with the Sequoia. My wife enjoys driving it. Like, we have almost 3,000 miles on the Sequoia now. So pumping the brakes a little bit on driving just in case we do want to sell it. But yeah, and then Chris, yep. Yeah, once you have a pickup bed, hard to go back. So very first vehicle was a 1995 second-gen 4Runner with the 3-point slow engine in it. And then I always wanted a truck. Like, I always wanted a truck. And then when I got my Silverado, I wanted to be back in a 4Runner. And then I got this 4Runner that's right there. And then I wanted a truck. So the best blend is if you're able to work hard enough and have both, that's great. Like, then you don't have the urges to sell the 4Runner for a truck. You don't have the urges to sell the truck for a 4Runner or an SUV or something like that. But yes, once you have a truck bed, I mean, a truck bed is definitely one of those things that you don't need it all the time, but the moment you need it, it's so inconvenient not to have it. That is for sure. Alan says, I understand your thought process on your 4Runner, and it have a high resale value. That is for sure, especially the TRD Pro. It'll be sad when you finally get rid of it. 100%. Like, I think that the sad factor, like that day, and whoever buys it from me, like, I'm gonna filter out a lot of people. Like, the black Tundra that I had a first gen Tundra. It was a black limited. I think that, yeah, limited. Yeah, it was a limited. I just didn't know the names of the first gens, but it's a black limited, and I had a decent amount of people with it. And ultimately, the buyer that bought it, like, thankfully, is like the right buyer, and he's awesome with it. He's repainted parts of it, undercoated it, nice new wheels on it and stuff. So that truck's living a great life. I told that dude, if you ever sell it, let me know. The white Tundra, that dude just sent me a picture of it too. He just took it to Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. He's like, I saw your video of the pallet of flooring in your Tundra. Here's a pallet of mulch. He loaded that thing up with mulch. Looks good, man. Like, that truck, if he was to sell it, I probably wouldn't buy that back, just because I'll have a different third-gen Tundra by then. But, like, the first-gen Tundra meant something to me because that was, like, my high school dream truck, but I never built it to what I wanted it to be because that would cost a lot of money, like a luxury pre-runner. That's easily a $40,000, $50,000 build, and I just didn't want to do it at the time. And then this 4Runner, like, it means a lot because it built the channel. It made this YouTube what it is. There are obviously other factors that helped aid this channel and growth and stuff, right? Like Toyota events, different vehicles on the channel, press vehicles. So, like, there's other stuff that helped this channel grow for sure. It wasn't just the 4Runner, but, like, that was a big foundation for sure. So whoever buys that from me, definitely going to filter out people. And it's not to be like a dick or anything like that. It's just, I want to make sure that it goes to a very nice home that they're going to take care of it, but like use it and enjoy it, right? But not just completely trash it. And vehicles are meant to get used. I know that, but it's just if they ever want to sell it like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, whatever it is, like I want to have cash in hand to purchase the Forerunner back from them at that point, if that's the case. But yeah, it sucks. It definitely sucks for sure. Jay says, "Hey John, question: should I sell or put money into a 2011 RAV4 V6 four-wheel drive with 185,000 miles?" So I guess it depends on how much money. Like, is it a transmission? Is it a rebuilt motor? Are you building the vehicle up? But Urban Ops, it looks like he's been talking to you a little bit about that stuff, but I think it just depends on like how much free money, and I agree with him. Like, how much free money do you have to like put into it? Is it a necessity of a vehicle to drive? Is it just like a fun car? I mean, those Rav4s with the V6s, they are they're pretty fast. Like, it's a fast little ripper for sure. But I really like those older Rav4s. We had a, I think it was a fifth gen RAV4, sixth gen RAV4. Well, we had the like the round shark nose one, and then the recent one that we just had. But I really want a two-door RAV4, like a little beach cruiser one. I think that those would be pretty cool. So, as anything that I say, whether you bought a new Sequoia or a Forerunner or a Tundra or whatever, if you're gonna put money into something, just like do it as your budget allows, and don't sink all of your money into a depreciating asset. Um, for sure. And if you can document it on something like for fun, like if you want to document it on YouTube or document it on Instagram, I think that that would be fun too. Or in the forums, I'm sure there's a RAV4 forum for sure. So, and then Urban says to me, cheers, dude. Did you approach them or did they approach you for Toyota info? So back in the day, I got an email and also a DM on Instagram. Toyota basically has media people, as any company has like a media agency that they're always looking for influencers or journalists or something that's been talking about their product and to help aid them with more information to get even more product out there. So they reached out to me. It was via email and also a DM on Instagram. I guess that's just how the world works now. Nightcrawler says, hit the like button, folks. Yeah, it's crazy. We have 120 people in here. That's absolutely awesome that 120 people, oh, it just dropped down to 113. Adios, guys. But we have 113 people in here right now that are taking time out on their Wednesday to say what's up and hang out, talk Toyotas, talk life, talk whatever. It's super, super cool. Ashwin, what's up, man? Hope you're still in here. Sorry, catching up on messages. It seems like I'm about 5 minutes behind. So 5 minutes behind on messages, guys. If you guys have just joined in or whatever, or if I haven't gotten to your message yet, just have patience. I like to go through every single message and I ramble on about stuff. So ramble on a little bit more than needed, but you guys are taking time out of your night to just listen to me say whatever. So I want to give you guys the most answer possible, the best answer possible, whatever. Ashman, what's up? Says Tacoma Trail Hunter is here, but where is the Tundra Trail Hunter so I can give Toyota my money again? Yeah, for sure. I'm curious if that will be a legit model for 2024 for the Tundra. Because if they're going to launch the Tacoma with it, hopefully they're just finalizing things. I know that was a big thing from the SEMA build compared to what the actual production Tundra will be. Now, I hope with the Tacoma that they come out with it for 2024, right? Unless they're just going to say, hey, the Trail Hunter is a thing for Tacoma, but it'll be 2025. Now, that kind of sucks. That would kind of suck, but I can understand it because what they're having to do, like, oh, I need to pop that, sorry. But like what they need to do is like ARB, right? That bumper was teased on the rear end of that Tacoma, whereas at the SEMA Tundra, it was all CBI products. So I'm sure that Toyota, for their certain vehicles, they're having to lock down a company that's able to source enough material to make parts. And then Toyota has to verify that all those are Toyota Safety Sense compliant. And then they also have to make sure that if they're selling it as a production vehicle, certain things fall under the warranties the right way, potential crash test rating stuff, DOT approved stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it instead of them just saying, hey, here's a truck with a bumper and a couple things. So when I was talking to them at SEMA, there was like a lot more that went into it than I really thought. So hopefully we see the Tundra this year alongside the Tacoma. It would stink if it's another year down the road, just because that's a whole year since announcement. But we shall see, man. That's crazy. So you're gonna give up the TRD Pro Tundra for that? I mean, it's nice. No problem. Urban Ops here for you guys. I enjoy it too. So I mean, it's for myself as well, but I enjoy giving you guys all the content for sure. What do you think the new Tacoma pricing will be? So I've mentioned this in a few videos, or at least in comments of some videos. Basically, whatever the MSRP is of a certain Tacoma that you're looking at right now, I would just add, and it sucks, 3 to 8,000. Huge gap, I get that, but if it's lower to the, if it's closer to the threes, then we're okay. If it's closer to the 8,000 range, that's insane. But like certain models, I think that the TRD Pro will have a pretty big jump compared to what it is this year, compared to the next gen one. I think that the Tacoma TRD Pro, man, it'll be close to 60 grand. It's definitely going to be close to 60 grand because the current one's already like very close to 50s, right? So then 55, 57 or so, because the Tundra TRD Pro compared to what that was for the last generation, that jumped up a lot. It jumped up a lot. You got a lot more features and stuff in the truck again, but like I said, when you ask for more features and Toyota gives you more features, any car manufacturer, right? It's not just Toyota, Ford, Chevy, whatever. The more features you want, the more you got to pay. So I would just look at what the current prices are, add 3 to 8,000. Hopefully it lands somewhere on the lower scale of that. But hopefully we'll figure out pricing. They're going to reveal the Tacoma. They don't typically show pricing for vehicles during the reveals. They usually show them at like first drive events. So I don't think that we're going to get Tacoma info of pricing right away. It'll probably be during the first drive events. Bloodman Dan, what's up? Says, do you prefer TRD off-road sport slash sport to be an add-on like the Tundra or a trim like the Tacoma? That is very true, right? I like it as a package, really, because like for the Tundra, that you have the TRD off-road that's able to be on certain things, whether it's the SR5, the 1794, or the Limited, right? And then it's just the grades and options that's a thing. I like that, and personally, I hope that Toyota does that for the Tacoma. Whether so, you have like the SR, the SR5, a Limited Tacoma, and then the Trail Hunter, and then the TRD Pros. And then if you want the TRD off-road package, then they do that. I think that would be cool. I like that route personally a little bit more, and it's less confusing because they do the same with the 4Runner. Actually, no, the 4Runner is the exact same as the Tacoma, basically. Long shot question, but do you think that Toyota will come back into the diesel game like they did in the 80s, or is but this time a full-size truck? I don't think so. I think that a lot of half-ton manufacturers are going away from diesel. Like Chevy's going to stop soon, probably with their diesels. Ford, I don't even know if they do like that mini little Power Stroke anymore for the F-150. And even Ram with the Eco Diesel, it's going away. I don't see Toyota ever giving us a heavy duty truck for some reason. They tried to put so much into this Tundra to make it like as heavy duty as possible. I unfortunately don't see that happening. It'd be sweet. A lot of people want it. But I don't think the amount of people that want it would leave a domestic brand like Chevy, Ford, or Dodge, like with the Cummins, Power Stroke, or Duramax, like in those heavy duty trucks for a Toyota. So I don't think that would happen. Do you think that we will still get an access cab and a 6-foot bed for the Tacoma? I assume you're talking about, Sam. I think that'd be cool. I'm not sure if Toyota will just go full 4 doors, no matter the model. But I feel like Toyota is the company to give us an access cab and a double cab for the Tacoma, just like they did for the Tundra. They didn't streamline the Tundra and only give you a Crew Max and a double, or only give you a Crew Max. They gave us both for the Tundra. I feel like they will for the Tacoma as well, as long as demand is there for both. How much did it cost you to upgrade your Tundra with the Icon suspension kit? I think you're on the wrong channel for that. I have not done that with my Tundra, unless you're talking to someone else in the chat. But what I did, I put the Westcott kit on my SR5 Tundra that I had. The Westcott kits, I think they run around 4-ish hundred. And then Yoda Mafia installed it for me for free, but typical shops are around $100 an hour. But for Yoda Mafia and I provide them with some content showing that they do installs with my reach and everything that I have. I've had plenty of people go there and have Ryan, the master tech, install stuff because of my videos and stuff. But a typical shop will be around $100 an hour if they're really good at what they do. And then just whatever the kit is itself. Appreciate it, NC. You're the best, man. You are the best. Kowicki, what's up, man? How's it going? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Haven't seen videos. Well, actually, so I'm subscribed to you on on my personal YouTube, actually. So if you guys want some more Toyota content, head over to Krowicki's channel right there. He's up on the screen. Does Toyota walkarounds and reviews as well. Go check him out. Cambo says, just sell the 4Runner to Untamed Motors. I'm pretty sure he would buy it and then sell it back to you later. He goes through a lot of vehicles. So that's the thing. Like, I want to buy the 4Runner back from whoever I sell it to. But if I sell it to Untamed, he's going to sell it back to me in a month, right? Before he has to make the first payment. No, it's a joke that we have with him. But no, that's the thing is like, I don't know if Untamed will get back into the 4Runner game, at least the 5th gen. He may. But he may just be waiting for the 6th gen. We'll see. He's in some bigger vehicles now as his family starts to grow. That is for sure. And then he just bought some land as well. And he's doing more investment stuff too. We talk a decent amount like outside of YouTube. So I'm not sure if he'll be getting a crazy amount of vehicles with his real estate purchases, but we'll see. He is definitely in and out of vehicles. That is for sure. Anthony says, is it true that the Tacoma pre-runner was Toyota speak for 2-wheel drive? Because I always thought the pre-runner was a trim level of the Tacoma. So the pre-runner was, I believe, on the, well, I know it was on the 1st gen, and I think it was on the 2nd gen Tacoma as well. So basically it was a 2-wheel drive truck, but it still had the kind of lift kit with the Bilsteins and everything on it that a 4-wheel drive Tacoma would have. But with that, it had a locking rear differential, which was cool. So you could go however fast with a locking rear diff, go through a lot of terrain and stuff with just a rear locking diff with that truck. That's what the pre-runner was. I don't think that they have it for the 3rd gen. I think that was replaced by the TRD off-road in the 3rd gen, because I think that with the Tacomas, the 2-wheel drive TRD off-roads, I think you still get a rear locking diff, if I'm not mistaken. But the pre-runner was for the 1st gen and 2nd gens. Dobby, the new member, what is up? With a question. I would love to find a vintage 1st gen RAV4 with a manual transmission. Glory days. 100%. So that's what I'm talking about. Especially a 2-door too. Oh man, it's just so cool. Like the 2-door with the top that comes off, and just the interior of those like early 90s, I think, or late 90s, like Toyota just JDM interiors, just so cool. So the person that really started me loving those 1st generation RAV4s was Dirt Every Day. Not sure if you guys watched Dirt Every Day at all on YouTube when it was still on YouTube for free. But they took a 1st gen RAV4, turned the engine basically, like, so instead of it being a front wheel drive system, I think they were able to turn the engine, or they did another drive shaft off of it to make it like a full 4-wheel drive off-road vehicle. And then Steph Papadakis, or I don't know his first name, but Papadakis Racing is also building up a 2-door RAV4 as well. They're out in Glamis Sand Dunes with it. Him and Larry Chen just did a video out in the sand dunes where Larry Chen had his FJ Cruiser, his supercharged one, and they were just driving around out there, and just, I don't know, just that RAV4 is just so cool. And Christian, bro, thank you. Where's your comment at for this? Let's put this up on the screen because you did not have to do this. This is how you jump to the top, I guess, right? Behind on questions, and I'll get to it. But dude, $20 donation. That is incredible. Again, all that will go back into this channel for more content for you guys. But simple comment, just saying, I just hope the seats are more truck-like for the new Tacoma. I agree. So I haven't like road trip. Well, I take that back. I drove the first Tacoma I bought it down in Miami. And then this one that I just bought from Virginia, and I drove it all the way down here. So, I mean, to Florida where I live. So it is a little bit uncomfortable. I get that. And I can definitely see where people are coming from in the sense that you kind of sit flat and then your legs are also flat. So the seat jackers, I haven't like felt the need to do that modification, but I do agree there are some individuals that are very uncomfortable with the Tacoma seating. But I feel that the newer models like 2020 or 2021, whenever they finally put electronic seats in the Tacoma, like okay, thanks, finally. That helped a little bit because you're able to like raise the seats just ever so slightly to kind of lift your legs up a little bit. But yes, I agree with that, bro. Thank you so much for the donation. You guys don't have to do that. Like this is an incredible job to have to where you guys don't have to do that. But I definitely, truly appreciate it. Now I need to scroll all the way back up to see where I was. And we are 13 minutes behind on comments. All right. Gonna run through these. You guys are awesome for commenting. If I haven't gotten your comment yet, I will try my hardest to get to it for sure. But it's just like everything, man. Like I try to comment on every comment of every video on YouTube, but sometimes it just gets so out of hand. When the channel was smaller and stuff, like I was definitely able to comment on every single comment. But now it's hard. Like usually every morning I sit down for like 35 minutes to 45 minutes and I click on the comments tab and I try to reply back to everything, but sometimes there are those that get missed for sure. Andrew says, should I sell my 2016 4Runner for a 2023 Tacoma and use that later on to trade to get the next gen Tacoma? I think that would be a good play. If you're done with the 4Runner, if you're kind of tapped out on that not drivetrain, but just the body style of it and stuff, and you want to try something else, if you have good equity in the 4Runner and you're going to get a good price for it, I would say trade it. If you get a good price on the Tacoma, get that, because there are some people that will want a newer Tacoma in case the 4th gen isn't everything that they wanted it to be. I feel like the 2nd gen Tundra is going to hold its value a little bit more than the 3rd gen Tundra or 4th gen Tacoma, because there's a lot of current Tacoma owners that are hyped for it. So, but the same thing can be said for your 2016 4Runner. If the 6th gen 4Runner, whenever it comes out, isn't like blow your socks off incredible and people don't want it, then your 5th gen 4Runner will also hold its value. So I don't think you can go wrong there, especially with it being a newer Tacoma too. Just make sure you get a desirable model, right? Like whether it's a TRD off-road premium, you can find a TRD Pro, like ones that will hold their value a little bit more for sure. Urban Off says, again, I'm excited for the new Tacoma. Hopefully the TRD Pro comes with all the required stuff to be competitive in their scene with the Rubicons, Broncos. I agree with that. Front lockers would be cool. Even though they're not like crazy needed, I think that a front locker just for people to shut up about it, right? Tow hooks, all that stuff would be awesome to have on the Tacoma. Why can't you get a Tundra SR5 TRD off-road with the big fuel tank and cloth seats? I think it's because the big fuel tank is part of the premium package, which in turn gives you the Softex seats. So my SR5 TRD off-road, it had the Softex seats, but I would just look to see which premium package upgrades you to that bigger fuel tank. I can't remember if it's the tech package or something, because you may be able to find that super rare model with the cloth seats with the upgraded package, but I'm not sure. I think that with dealers right now, just ordering whatever they can get, I think it's just all pretty much automatic with that. Chris says, can you do night driving review in the new Tundra? Would like to see how the premium headlights are. 100%. I almost did that with the Sequoia, but I do need to do that definitely with the Tundra. And I also want to show you guys all the ambient lighting that's in the Platinum. So that is a very good video that I need to write down and I need to do. Tundra nighttime driving. I could knock that out right now. Tundra drive at night. I will add that to my list. I definitely need to do that, especially because the windows are tinted too. The front windshield's tinted and no issues at all. I need to do that video for you guys. You guys talking about some stuff. Appreciate you guys talking with each other. That's awesome. Very curious when this thing will be officially shown off. I would expect Toyota would do it at Overland Expo West, since they have an Overland specific trim, which is next month. Independence Overland, that would be a very good assumption, right? May is very, very close to June, which I don't expect the Tacoma to be unveiled anytime after June, right? Because if they plan on having it come out in December, again, like I've said, journalists like us, we need to get our hands on it, make the first videos for you guys. It'll usually be about a month to 2 months after that. Then we'll have the first drive videos and stuff for you guys. Toyota will invite us out to drive the vehicle, tow with the vehicle, off-road with the vehicle. Then we have to give all of our comments with that. And then the truck goes into like final stage preparation. And then next thing you know, it's November, December, and the truck is there. So I think you're onto something there potentially, especially May, June timeframe. I think that that would be ideal for Toyota to get it in front of a huge audience like that. Glass City says, any word on 24 being the last year, last year 5th gen TRD Pro color? No idea on what the new color is yet. Really hope that it's a blue. Really hope that it's a blue. And for competitive, I mean the sway bar disconnect and exactly. Yep. I know exactly what you're getting at. Ashman says, do you think they're gonna pop out a 4Runner Trail Hunter or Sequoia? I definitely think a Sequoia one. I don't see why they wouldn't. 4Runner, they may just wait till the 6th gen, but we will see for the 4Runner. And Land Cruiser, if they come out with the Land Cruiser, like every body on frame vehicle that Toyota plans on doing, I feel like will have some version of a Trail Hunter, and maybe even the RAV4 too, since people are in that crossover market and people are overlanding with RAV4s. I could see them doing a Trail Hunter RAV4 too. I wonder if Toyota will figure out an ordering process so buyers can get a Trail Hunter without a dealer markup. Yeah, I mean, Toyota has it, right? It's like, here's the vehicle. It's the independently owned dealers and stuff that make it suck. So I know that Ford's tried to stop some stuff in the past, but there's still dealerships that mark it up. It's just dealerships are going to mark up if the inventory is not there. It's just the crappy thing. Or if it's a special vehicle like that, like certain dealerships will mark it up, certain dealerships won't. That's why I use Panama City Toyota, shameless plug, because they don't mark anything up. So it just depends on the dealer. It really does. And how hard you look for it, how quickly you try to put deposits down in certain places. But it's just, and a lot of it is self-induced too, on purpose, right? They don't have overhead. They don't have vehicles sitting on the lot. So it's a very slippery slope for sure, because a lot of people are losing interest in Toyota because of the dealers. And that's not Toyota's fault, even though it kind of is, because Toyota can control it if they really want to. But it's this blend that they just keep going back and forth and back and forth. Capstone Tacoma, that would be pretty sweet. I agree with that. I could see a Capstone Tacoma for sure. That'd be sick, dude. Especially if it's priced right too and it has good quality materials. Jay says, how fast do you honestly think that the new Tacoma will be? If it's anything like the Crown, because the Crown was a pretty heavy car, I think that the iForce Max, it won't have any issues moving that Tacoma. Maybe 6-7 second, maybe 6 seconds 0 to 60, or 7 seconds 0 to 60. I think it'll be pretty quick with some good torque too. Do you think we will ever get a Toyota built Bronco Wrangler type vehicle, doors roof off type? I really hope that we do. I hope that whatever this new Land Cruiser is, they may have like 3 different variants of it, or 2 different variants, like a crossover variant on the nameplate, a Prado version, and maybe even that type of version. That would be really cool. I like that market though is so niche. I feel like, especially if they still offer a 4Runner and some sort of type of Land Cruiser that's also an SUV with the bigger engine. So, I mean, but the more options you have, the cooler it is, right? But then also your QDR also kind of goes down the more models you have too. But we shall see. That would be cool. I would love to see that. Garza says, I test drove the Tundra, but hated the small front windshield. The ride on the TRD was too bouncy compared to the F-150 FX4. Yeah, so I mean, it just depends on the model too. But if you said the TRD, that has stiffer shocks, like the Bilsteins are stiffer shocks. But you can't get around the front windshield being pretty small. It's a very low sweeping front windshield. I like to have my seat a little bit lower though. Like if my seat is any up higher, like if I just move my seat back, after like my wife drives the vehicle, I feel like I'm sitting up too high and like the windshield's right there, but I like to lower my seat down. The new Tundra, you can lower the seat down pretty well actually. So not sure if you did that. If you're able to test drive it again, different model maybe, like try a Platinum. That is not bouncy at all. It was a very comfortable ride. Definitely make sure though you don't get the ABS. Nothing against the ABS. Some people like the ABS, especially if you're going to tow, but the ABS is a little bit bouncy. Lexus RoboCop dude, what's up? Hello from Las Vegas. I drive a 2019 Lexus ES 350. Sexy little car right there, man. That's such a cool car. Yeah, I love Lexus's cars. Like, if this year is profitable, with certain things that my wife and I are doing, but we're just head down, grinding hard. Whatever the last year is for the Lexus IS 500 or RCF, like with the 5.0 liter V8, I want to buy that because it's just, I love Lexus's cars. They're put together so freaking well. Like the more and more press vehicles of Lexus I get, it's not that I don't like a Toyota. Like the Toyotas are great, but just the Lexuses, man, being built in Japan, they're just, it's just something else. It's like every time I get back in that 4Runner, just like you shut the door, it's hard door that shuts, like just quality everywhere. And that's just every time I get in a Lexus, man, it just feels so solid. Do you think that purchasing a special edition Tacoma or 4Runner prior to the refresh will hold good value later? 100%, especially a TRD Pro. Like if that's a special edition you're thinking of, or the 40th anniversary edition 4Runner, I think that you got some safe bets with those personally. Now, I'm not a financial Toyota futuristic mind thinking person. So if I'm wrong with that, then don't come at me. But I don't think that you can go wrong purchasing a TRD Pro, especially a TRD Pro. For some reason, they just hold their value. Sam says, does Toyota still make the 1794 edition Tundra? They do. They definitely do. All right. I think we're getting, oh, no. I thought we were getting caught up. We got a lot more still. You guys all talking. Can't wait to see the new 2024 Tacoma on the road. Can't wait either, man. Yeah, Papadakis, exactly, Kroicki. They did a super sick build on a two-door RAV4. It makes me want to build one, but they're impossible to find. That is true. Would make a cool mini companion for my GX 470. Yeah, I mean, I've found some like in my area, but like I'm not gonna spend $5,000 on it. Like it doesn't seem, especially if it needs work. Like people, unfortunately, selling those vehicles know what they're worth, and it's one of those like I'm like waiting to, and it sounds horrible, and I'm saying this on a video on a live, but I hope you guys can see where I'm coming from for this. But like I'm just waiting for an elderly person to have their kid listed on Facebook Marketplace or someone that just doesn't want it. And they're like, oh, it's an old car, a couple $1,000s. Like you see those incredible posts all the time where someone gets a super mint 4th generation 4Runner V8 4-wheel drive, 60,000 miles on it for like $6,000, $7,000. We all know in our minds that that's a $15,000, $20,000 4Runner, which is stupid. But the Toyota community knows what a low mileage V8 4Runner is, right? But it's an elderly couple that just bought a new Lexus or they bought a new 4Runner or something like that. And they just say, oh, this vehicle's 20 years old. It can't be worth that much. So that's what I'm hoping for like an FJ Cruiser or a two-door RAV4 or even a V8 4Runner as well. I like my 2nd generation Tacoma. Zachary says 2nd gen Tacoma, man, you can't go wrong with those with the 4.0 liter. Such a good one. The new Tacoma will be bigger than the old gen. I hope so. It would be horrible for them to go backwards, I feel like. Wayne says, do you think that the Tundra is too big for you? Like, do you feel you're too short for the Tundra? I don't. I feel perfect in the Tundra. I'm 5'11". I feel absolutely perfect in the Tundra. It's not too big. It's nimble. The electronic steering is great for it. I can drive it around the city, no problem. Even with this one being a longer bed, it's perfect. I love it. How's it going? How's it going? You guys all talking there. Do you think that we're having a 6th generation of the 4Runner at the end of this year? Nope. Gonna be a 5th gen 4Runner. at the end of this year, unfortunately. What kind of gas mileage do you think the new 4Runner would get? Probably 20s again. Like Toyota's just horrible with gas mileage. I don't even know why, but it'd be cool if it got like 25. Um, when does Toyota usually announce the TRD Pro special color? I want to say it's Mayish, probably Mayish. We could see the TRD Pro color May, June, because last year we knew what it was. I think with the Sequoia, when we got pricing on the Sequoia, I want to say it was around May, June, and then on the Tundra, it was when it was revealed to us, and I want to say I did those videos around May, June-ish. So that all makes sense with the new Tacoma, right? Like if we get the Tacoma around May, June timeframe, especially since they're starting the leaks now. If we get the new Tacoma around May, June timeframe, then we should know the TRD Pro color too, hopefully with that. Krowicki says, didn't we just recently get a patent link of the Toyota Concept Cruiser? Yes, we did. So there was a YouTuber that did a video about that, and I was touching on it because it looked exactly like the EV Cruiser or whatever during that Toyota EV conference that they had in Japan back in like 2021 or something like that. It was like December of 2021, I think. And I was stating that I feel like Toyota just showed it, like, because even those Lexus concepts, like the Lexus was there, that looks like the new LFR that Lexus is teasing and coming out with. So I feel like at that event, we just saw a lot of future Toyota vehicles and we thought, oh, those are all concepts, cool, whatever. And it was Toyota like gauging our reaction on them. And they're like, yeah, they like this design, press forward with it. So I think that EV Cruiser is pretty cool. Yeah, 5K. Like, well, that was 6-7 months ago when I was looking, but yeah, 10 grand there all day. That's crazy, man. That's insane. Do you trust the turbo hybrid? What is your honest opinion? So it's hard, right? Because I'm in a Tundra page or whatever, and on Facebook, and there's someone that complained. There's like, well, over this turbo went out at 11,000, and then people lighting up the comments. Yeah, these trucks suck. Blah blah blah. It's like, bro, that's one truck. It's just like if you had your iPhone. They make millions of iPhones, right? And then if a couple people have issues with the camera breaking or something, they're like, oh, the iPhone sucks. Their cameras break. It's horrible. It's like, it's one isolated incident, which does suck that it does happen. But like my truck, I had 15,000 miles on it before I sold it. No issues. Some dudes' turbos go out at 11,000. That sucks. There's some people on that Tundra page that have 60,000 miles on a brand new 2022 Toyota Tundra with no issues. So just depends. Like you don't know if you're going to get a bad egg or if you're going to get a good one. But that new Toyota motor, though, that turbo hybrid, they're going to be putting in a lot of vehicles. So it's going to be in the Crown. It's going to be in the Grand Highlander. It's going to be in the Lexus RX. It's going to be a power plant in a lot of vehicles. So yes, the Tacoma will most likely be a little bit different in the form of the way that the power is delivered and how it's a heavier truck, right? But the cool thing with that one motor, with that 2.4 hybrid, or even, yes, it's the hybrid, but it's the same motor in a bunch of different other vehicles too. Toyota will be able to quality check it in a lot of different vehicles. So if it has a certain malfunction that they're seeing in the Highlander and they can avoid that with it in the Tacoma or in the Crown or something like that, or in the Lexus platform. So it's cool that Toyota is going to be making a lot of those motors, which does mean that they can rapidly make it reliable because it's in so many different vehicles, if that makes sense. So I think that it'll have its issues at first, just like a lot of things will, like things that they can't not duplicate. But when you have only a certain amount of test vehicles, it's hard to find every single issue. Then when you mass produce something, put it into thousands of people using the vehicles in different ways, you start to find issues that you didn't see as a test vehicle, then you fix it. So hopefully it'll become very reliable. I like to think of this new 2.4 turbo as the modern version of the 22 RE. That was back in the 80s and early 90s. It was a 4-cylinder motor that Toyota had on a lot of different vehicles. And then they did also have a turbo variant of that motor as well. And that's one of Toyota's most reliable engines, period. So that's how I like to think of this new 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder moving forward, is like a modern day 22 RE, hopefully. Ryan says my second gen Tacoma has a solid 267,000 miles on it. It's just getting broken in, man. That's insane. Pennywise, the dancing clown, says, what do you think of a 2014 4Runner with 150 miles on it? I assume 150,000 miles. Is it worth it? I think that that's still a good low amount of mileage if it's priced good. If they're asking like an insane amount of money, like 25, 30,000, 20,000 or something like that for it, I feel like that's a little high, but it depends too. If it's 4-wheel drive, yeah, so you say down here 26. I think 26 is too expensive for that, for 2014. 5'4", and I feel small in the Tacoma. Yeah, my wife enjoys driving the Tacoma because it's like perfect for smaller people, but she still does feel small in it. She's 5'1", so I could definitely see where you're coming from with that. Alan says, I understand, just like how my uncle gave me his LX 570 as a Christmas. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Just have to hunt for those low mileage gems or hope a family member will get rid of it. 100%. That is 100%. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool one day to see that. Honestly, bringing back the FJ in a Bronco Wrangler style would be sick. Man can dream. I know, dude. That would be so cool. Just bring it back. Old FJ, like 40 style, right? But modern. Ugh. It looks so good. All good, John. Here's usual. What's up? Late getting here. It's all good, man. At least you're here, and that's all good. I like to do these around 7 o'clock Central Time because, yeah, it's 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock on East Coast, which isn't ideal, but it's hump day, getting through the week, halfway through. It's about, 6:30 or 7:30 on West Coast time. So try to do this, when people are off work and they have time to hang out. But what's up, man? Are they ever bringing back Land Cruisers? The rumor has it that they should be. Surprised they haven't started teasing the 2024 Camry. I know, like, there's heavy rumors that the new Camry's coming out this year, but haven't seen it. Yep, as a Prado, exactly. Are you going to get one soon or gonna wait on it? Which one are you talking about again, Victor? I'm sorry if I missed a previous comment. For this one. Gotcha. Yeah, whenever the new so Victor asks, am I going to be getting a new Tacoma soon? Whenever it comes out, and I plan on getting one. I will do my hardest to have one of the very first ones, whether it's just an SR5 or a TRD off-road or whatever I can get my hands on first. If it's a TRD Pro, it's a TRD Pro, like whatever I can get first, right? So I already have a deposit at my dealership. I did that months ago. I did that when I bought the Platinum Tundra out there. I just said, hey, just so you guys know, I want a Tacoma. Like, if you guys get it first, that's cool. I'm going to put my eggs in other baskets too. It's not just your dealership, but I just want one of the first ones. So I have Panama City Toyota. They know that I want one. I have 2 dealerships in Arizona, and I'm trying to get a dealership in Texas as well, because I feel like Arizona, Texas, like those states that are closer to Mexico, since the truck will most likely be built in Mexico still, I feel like those states will get it a lot faster than I will in Florida. So if we learned anything with the Tundra, right, like the Tundra, it seemed like the first 10 batches of trucks were all getting delivered like in the Texas. Like everyone that was getting the truck, the new Tundra, was living in Texas. So gonna be working with hopefully a couple dealerships in Texas, some in Arizona, and some in Florida. Well, just one in Florida, to hopefully get the Tacoma. But I 100% will. And do I need the truck? Well, yes, because of the YouTube. But like if I didn't have a YouTube, would I be all over it like crazy? Probably not. I'd probably just wait it out and stuff. But the whole point of the YouTube is to show you guys the goods and the bads. Like if you're in the market for a Tacoma, you want to see everything about it. And it's one of those things that getting to live with the vehicle at my actual house, to put things on it, take the tires off, show you guys different tires whenever lift kits come out for the trucks, and just all this stuff, right? So just to show you guys the first things as fast as possible if I can for it. And then if there's issues, God forbid, like with the truck, like if something happens with it, like, hey, this is what to look out for. If the windows rattle, like on my old Tundra, like wind issues or quality control issues. So that's, and the good too, right? Not just the bad. So that's the whole point of me getting vehicles, not every single like new Toyota vehicle, right? But just ones that my audience really likes to relate to, which is another reason of potentially selling the 4Runner and the Sequoia and stuff like that, just to allow room and good debt for those new vehicles. I thought the Prado was an eastern part of the world of the 4Runner. It 100% is, but that is what we are thinking, at least rumor-wise, that will finally be making its way to the United States. And the Fort Runner is also like a version of the 4Runner in other areas of the United or of the world. But it's heavily rumored that we will be getting a Prado potentially here. Will you be getting a Lexus RX 350h to test? If you do, I hope the review is good. I'm on the hook for one for my wife. Yep. So that will be coming Friday. So I have the Lexus LX 600. I have 2 videos coming for you guys on that, along with a couple more short form videos of that. It's been raining the last couple days, unfortunately, but it should be clearing up tomorrow to wrap up those videos. So I'll have those on the LX 600. And then I will be getting a RX 350 with the hybrid and the beautiful, 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 beautiful copper crest color. And it will most likely be the same thing for my wife too, as she gets to be with it for a week and us driving it around and going to places and stuff. Hopefully she really likes it. And then hopefully eventually I could get the 500h as a press vehicle. That was a great intake toss cross state a while back. What? Cross state a while back. Which one are you talking about, Christian? I may have missed another comment, unless you're talking to someone else. Like I said, I try to get to everyone, and if I've kind of missed one halfway here and there, I apologize. John says, is there a vehicle that Lexus puts a lot of love into that is like the LC? Seeing the raft of fine-tuning tech changes for 2024 and the Takumi Massaged Ultimate Edition is amazing, especially for the low volume. Yeah, I think that hopefully like the new GX will have some good love into it. The LX is loved. I mean, the LC 500, like you said, that is like a very loved car. And then the future like next gen LFA, which a lot of people are calling the LFR, which is like their racing car. Not sure what the new LF street version of that will be. I feel like that will have a lot of love in it too. So that is what I like about Lexus a lot. Like Toyota does have that in a sense, but Lexus is very not more hands-on, but like it you could just see it, and that it's like more than just like the car, like the whole background, like the LFA itself, man. Like Lexus lost billions like with that car, and it's just crazy. But it's like it's my dream car. Like I would love to have that car one day, and they just keep going up in price. But like it's whatever. But yeah, something like that would be awesome. And I feel like Lexus has some new cars coming down the pipeline that will have that love in it for sure. 2023 Highlander versus Subaru Ascent. Probably the Highlander on that one. The Subaru's fine, like, and it looks cool. But I'd probably do the Highlander. I'm more familiar with it. But there are a lot of Toyota-esque things in the Subaru because I think Toyota owns like 25% of Subaru or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Good place for aftermarket 2022 Tundra stuff. Man, that's a hard one. Well, not really, because a lot of sites have it. I guess it just depends on what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for a whole site, like Running for Tacos has a good amount of aftermarket stuff. Yoda Mafia is going to eventually be selling even more 2022 Tundra stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot of websites out there. Yoda Garage, they have a bunch of stuff too. But if you're looking for like specific suspension stuff, right now I would just search like the companies that you're looking for and then just type in 2022 Tundra and a lot of stuff will start popping up for it. Still bright outside here on the West Coast. Yeah. Yeah, the sun's finally been setting late. Like it's been setting around 7:15, which is nice, 7:30 or so. Uh, I hate that we're in central time here in Florida. Like where I live in Florida, it should be East Coast time, the whole state. George says, question, what do you, with the parts that you take off of your Forerunner and replace them with new parts, do you sell them? I do. So I wish that I lived in a bigger area with more off-road enthusiasts for that, but I typically take the parts off and sell them on Facebook Marketplace for like a really good price. I don't try to make a crazy amount of money on them. I like to make some money, but I don't try to get crazy high market value. So like the wheels and tires that I got for the Tacoma from Relation Race Wheels, like they're sponsored. Relations Race Wheels sponsors me with wheels because I'm able to get their wheels in front of a lot of people and I make a lot of sales for them and people are super happy with their wheels. I get comments on all the time saying, John, thanks very much so much for your discount code, blah, 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 all that stuff. So long story short, I had the TRD Pro wheels on the Tacoma with tires that only had about 11,000 miles on them. And I sold them, four of them, for $1,000. Now, $1,000 is nice, right? Since I got the wheels for like free because they were sponsored, I still had to pay for the tires, but I basically made, well, not with the tires though, but so $1,000 I sold them for. But if you look online, the wheels themselves, like if you're to try to buy 4 TRD Pro wheels for a Tacoma, like that's $1,200, and I don't even know if that includes shipping. So the fact that I sold 4 TRD Pro tires for like $1,000 or 4 TRD Pro wheels for $1,000 with the tires already on them, that's pretty solid. So I do about that same thing all the time. The GTR headlights that I had on the Forerunner, since I put the Anzo headlights back on, or Anzo Alpha X headlights back onto the Forerunner, I sold those GTR ones, I think, for like 250 or 300 or something like that. Basically, they were $700 brand new. I did the content for those. That part was sponsored. So I do the content for them, show you guys the content of it. If you guys want to buy it, cool. And then when I'm done with it for the next one, I usually try to sell the stuff for like half off for people on Facebook Marketplace so they can enjoy it and they don't have to spend like, full price on it. And if they're local and they watch the videos and we go off-roading, cool. That's even better. Oh, stuck in Hawaiian traffic. Dang, dude. 3 o'clock there. So 5-hour difference. Dang, that's crazy. That is crazy. Scott says, was thinking of getting a 2024 Wrangler and selling my 2018 TRD Off-Road Premium with only 22,000 miles on it, but I think that's a bad idea. Maybe just upgrade the wheels, etc. Weirdly, Jeeps, though, also hold their value, and certain Jeeps hold their values more than others. Like if you're going to get a V8 one, I'm not even sure if they're still doing that in 2024, then that type of Jeep, the 392 one, I think it is, that would probably hold its value more than just like a normal Wrangler. But yeah, I mean, add a little bit of wheels and tires onto it for sure. That's super low mileage for 2018 as well. So it definitely still has some good value. But we've been on for about an hour and a half, so I'm going to read some of the final comments, guys. If you guys have any more comments real quick, just go ahead and type them real fast. But I'm probably just going to read the last bit of these, and everyone can go their ways until next week. Victor says, by the way, love your content. One of the few channels I trust in my decisions, and I hope they're okay. So that means a lot. And I try not to steer people the wrong way just for money in my pocket, right? That would lose you as a viewer. If I try to push a product just because it pays something, I don't know how many times I've denied sponsored things for certain products just because they either didn't work out or I didn't like the company, like the way that they ran things. It's just I try to show you guys products that I personally believe in and companies that I believe in. But I appreciate that, Victor. Andrew says, do you think that Lunar Rock color will make its way to the next gen Tacoma? 100%. It's on the Sequoia. It's on the Tundra. It's a great looking color. I definitely think that it will be on the new Tacoma. I think that Toyota will skip patenting the Forerunner in Brazil, given the leaks. Probably. I mean, we haven't seen it so far, right? That is true. The remodel looks good. I appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm trying to document it a little bit on my personal Instagram. The Tundra, the Toyota Instagram, and then I also have my real estate dude Instagram kind of going a little bit too. But I may make a new channel about that. Do you still have the 4Runner Alpha X taillights? How can I find you on the Facebook Marketplace? I need those lights. So I did sell those already. Actually, it was from a dude on Instagram. So when I posted about these lights, he's like, bro, I'm down in Central Florida. I want those Alpha X taillights like now. Can you send me those? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. I was going to list them on Facebook, but if you want them, like that saves me the listing. So, and then again, those were like super cheap. I think I sold them to him for like $350 or something like that. But yeah, no, I don't have those ones anymore. I actually purged a lot of 4Runner parts that I had in my attic and wheels and just everything that I was keeping for like future projects and stuff. But just to get more cash on hand for this remodel, sold a lot of stuff. Sold our golf cart as well. So there's still other stuff on the chopping block, but just to free up some cash. What year Tacoma do you recommend if you want to last year's? Hold on. Okay, 2023 or 2024. So if you want the last like 20 year, I don't know what you're trying to say right there, but I would just recommend like after they put Apple CarPlay into the Tacoma or any vehicle, like same with the 4Runner or Tundras, whatever. Like if you can get those vehicles that still have the Apple CarPlay and the Android Auto, that would keep it a little bit more modern for the future, as well as like the 360 camera view, even though it's not the best. When you go to resell, I feel like if you have a vehicle that has the CarPlays and just some of the more modern features, I think that's the best value for your buck. John says, crazy how the demand for a 12-year-old design 4Runner keeps getting more and more intense. It is insane as the new gen gets closer. Same for the GX. From what I hear, would love to get a new GX if I could afford it all around. That is true. That is very true. Yeah, I think it's just the uncertainty, right? Like both the 4Runner and the current GX, they're just so raw and 100% going to be like the last of their kind. I think that they're going to hold their value for a while, just like the FJ Cruiser. I mean, the FJ Cruiser really holds its value for sure. Tyler says, also hustler like you, always looking for crap to clear out of my garage and make money on. Dude, it's true. Like those that complain about not having enough money, like you can always find money anywhere. Like, let me just look around real quick. Like this, I bought this off of Amazon. It's a wire cover thing. I could sell that $10-15. Solar panel over here for a Ring camera system, right? I have one extra in here, $10. You know, like there's money everywhere. Like it's just if you wanna grind and sell it real quick, you know, like you just gotta look around. A lot of shit I can sell in here. But yeah, bro. Enjoy the ride, dude. What's up, man? How's it going? They say the new GX is going to have the twin turbo V6 out of the Prado and is going to have the hybrid force, or in the Prado is going to have the hybrid 4-cylinder. Is that true, do you think? I think both the GX and the Prado potentially coming from to Toyota. I think both of those may have the detuned twin turbo V6 that's in the SR Tundras. I'm hoping. And then the 4Runner most likely will have the hybrid 4-cylinder. Unless the 4Runner will have the twin turbo V6 and then whatever the Prado is, sure, I'm cool with that. But I think both of those, I think they're really going to mimic each other. But we shall see, bro. What's up, man? Hope all's well. John says also, do you ever watch any other Toyota Master, the Toyota Master Tech channel, Car Care Nut? He is a tech surgeon of Toyota and Lexus like no other. I've heard of his channel. I actually saw him at the Grand Highlander reveal, but I have not like sat down to really dissect his channel and watch videos that much, honestly. Brian says, thank you for all your content you make. Looking forward to seeing what you do with to the Tundra and Tacoma. Heck yeah. So the Tacoma, again, for you guys that are in here, we finally got the last few parts from Cali Rays. So phase 2 of the Tacoma build will be taking off later this week and into next week, because on May 3rd, I will be going to the Toyota Jamboree in Texas. So if you guys are going to the Toyota Jamboree in Texas, that is really going to be like Hopefully I get to go camping before with the Tacoma, but most likely not. That will be the Tacoma's shakedown run. Like that's going to be it. Like we're going to build up the Tacoma for the Toyota Jamboree, and I'm going to camp in it, overland with friends in it. And that is going to be like the true test with the Tacoma. Whatever upgrades we need to like do to it after the Toyota Jamboree, we'll do to it, fix it up. And then, as I had mentioned to you guys, when I bought the Tacoma, it is going to be about a 6 to 7 month shelf life on the channel just to build up an actual truck, use it, because the blue Tacoma that I had, it didn't really like get the build series it should have because of COVID. So, and part supply issues. But this one, we're going to build it up, have it on the channel, especially with all this new 4th gen Tacoma news. It's cool to have a current gen Tacoma and just really build up our Tacoma audience and roll that into the 4th generation Tacoma. So we're building up the Tacoma. I have all the parts finally for it. The rock sliders just came in. The front bumper came in. We're still waiting on the tire swing from Westcott Designs, but I just paid the shipping for that. So it should be on its way. So that's like for the whole back kitchen portion. And then we have a grill for it that I have. I have a fridge for the Tacoma. I have the bed rack for it, the rooftop tent. I literally have everything for it. Just going to put it on, and then it's going to be sick. So if you guys are going to Toyota Jamboree, I will meet you guys there. I'll talk a little bit more about it on like the community tab and post about that too. Scott says, if you have any TRD Pro wheels, I'll take them. No, the only TRD Pro wheels I have is on both this and the Sequoia. The Sequoias I may sell if I get different wheels for it. But the 4Runner will most likely get sold with the TRD Pro wheels. What's your Facebook market page / name? Sorry, I'm not really in the whole social media. It's just John Gangloff on Facebook. Raptor Fast says, after a year of owning the 4Runner TRD Sport, we sold it. Quite disappointing ownership experience. 47,000 miles and no heated. $47,000 and no heated seats. Basic features. Please don't buy this trim. Toyota really cheaped out. Yeah, I mean it's based on an SR5, right? So it's based on an SR5 Premium, which really doesn't have all the features. I mean, but it should have handled decently with the KDSS, I think it has, or X-Reyes suspension. It has an X-Reyes suspension. Does your 4Runner cold air intake really improve gas mileage? Thank you. Kind of, but with the lift and the front bumper and stuff on the 4Runner, I'm around 17, 18 miles per gallon, which isn't horrible in the bigger tires. But the SMB cold air intake, I feel like I got a little bit better gas mileage out of that versus the TRD intake. So I am excited to put a new intake on the Tundra too, and the Tacoma actually. VR, what's up, man? We're about to wrap up, bro. A couple more minutes, couple more questions. Thanks again for what you do here. Of course, man, here for you guys. I enjoy doing it too, which it's a win-win, man. That's awesome. Greg says, you always have great content. Are the images of the 6th gen 4Runner they keep showing real? I haven't seen any image. Are the images of the 6th gen 4Runner they keep showing real? I haven't seen any images of them except for renders. So those are just all renders that people are doing. Motor Trend asked like AI to make a rendered version of the 4Runner too, right? So there have been no official patent leaks or teasers that we have seen yet of either the 4Runner, whatever, Land Cruiser's coming. We haven't seen any of that. And then West Coast, just to recap again, are you thinking of selling the 4Runner? I 100% am. I just need to make that video and just pull this Band-Aid off and just get your guys' opinions. But ultimately, I'm going to do what's best for financial stuff. But yes, I am thinking about selling it. So, guys, that's such a sad note to end on. But it's been almost 2 hours. So, which is crazy how time flies. But I appreciate you all coming in, guys. We will have Lexus LX 600 content videos this week. Comparing it to the Sequoia. I have Tundra driving at night. You guys want to see that, it seems like. So I'll have that video for you guys. And then the Tacoma build starts most likely on Tuesday. We will have another Tacoma leak too, or a teaser from Toyota. It seems like they're doing stuff on Taco Tuesday, really driving home the taco name, right? Because people call it Tacoma the taco. So I think they're really showing us Taco Tuesday teasers for the Tacoma. And most likely, whenever it's revealed to us, it will probably be on a Tuesday as well. So we can just assume that. I would assume. They say, you know what assuming does. Yeah, I get it. But I think it's safe to assume that a lot of this fourth gen Tacoma stuff will be on Tuesdays. So lots of content coming. I appreciate it. I am in the community tab too with you guys. I like posting polls there. I need to post a poll before I go to bed tonight. I like interacting with everyone. It's awesome. So guys, I appreciate you. You guys have a good night. You have a good night. Yep. Enjoy the ride, dude. Guys, appreciate it. I appreciate you guys making your time to hang out on a Wednesday. You guys crush it the rest of the week. Whatever you guys want to do, just good luck with everything. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, I'll see you later, guys. John, guys, have a good night. Thanks.